Greeting, HMC friends. Lovely to be with you this day. And that wonderful reminder that as we meet together, we are reminded God is with us. And so the peace of Jesus Christ, may that be with you today. This last month has been an interesting lesson for me. As I had this knee surgery, my body has taught me a couple of lessons. They are lessons that remind me about my relationship with God. The first is that I have not been able to do everything at the normal pace that I do. Certainly at the beginning, it took a lot longer. And even in having to walk, it has been so much slower. When we like to buzz around, get it done, get it over with. And I haven't been able to. I've had to slow down. There is a great reminder in that for me. A reminder, yes, I could simply say, there's that common saying, stop and smell the roses. But there's that deeper reminder for me that our time is not always God's time. And it's something that we see in the Gospels that the disciples battled with. Lord, when is the hour? And we don't know the hour. For Jesus replies quite firmly about that. No one knows the hour. And the reality is that often we live and we behave as if we know the hour. And that can be interpreted in many different ways. That in actual fact, we are not the ones who determine that. At the end of the day, that is God's choice. Sometimes when I meet with people where there has been a sudden death or a tragedy, they'll say, well, this is God's will. It's quite hard when you are grieving. But the reality is, we do not know the hour. And so the challenge has been for me is, how do I live recognizing God's hour for me instead of my hour for me? The second lesson that has come through quite strongly for me is that I was dependent on a stick. Yes, that crutch that would keep me balanced, who would help me initially to take the weight off my knee and then to keep me balanced so that I was able to walk properly. I have to confess it frustrated me that I was dependent upon that. And yet when we read the Psalms, and that beautiful Psalm, Psalm 23, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, your rod and your staff comfort me. That in actual fact, I don't always have the strength to be able to determine how I live. That there are moments that I am utterly dependent upon God's grace, God's leading. And again, we live our lives as if we are in charge of that. But that sore reminder that we're not always in charge and we can't always do it. And so some lessons to be able to ponder upon. They've certainly challenged me. And again, may we be challenged We live dependent upon God, but often it is God who leads and not us. And so today, as we face this day, maybe we're reminded of who is actually in charge, the God of all life, the God whom we serve through Jesus Christ our Lord. God bless and take care.